Good morning, everyone. It's Trader Rob. Today is Wednesday, March 4th. Hope everybody's having a fantastic morning. Good start to the day. Let's see if we can extract some profits here from the markets here today. All right, here's the open. We've already got in our pre-session live trading room, we've already kind of mapped out our areas of strength from sellers and from buyers. So those are designated in the green areas. And ES kind of looks like this, very strong with buyers down here. We are going into this small band here that sellers were showing strength. So we'll keep an eye there. And let's start off here with the NQ. Okay, so NQ did get a push right there. Nice little flip there. We did just tap into our liquidity area here at the 24,940s. Nothing for me to do there. No flip. Again, just big picture items here. Nice little solid green area here where buyers have shown strength. But we are currently in a seller strength area. So we'll see if the buyers can push through here or not. Looks like they're trying. So take this off here. And we can go right to there. All right, so far, buyers showing a lot of strength here already this morning. We'll see if that can continue. Got an unbalanced area right there that they left. Not putting a lot of weight on that just right now. Just kind of mapping out, see how things develop here. Okay, still showing strength. Actually, just do that right there. Okay, so far what they've left untested, unbalanced right now, right at the market open, so I don't really put a lot of weight on that, but just to kind of see how things kind of react here from the 893s to the 876, more specifically the 886, 887 area. I'd like to see if they get a bounce here or not. ES still kind of having a hard time here getting through. Nice reaction there. Didn't necessarily tap into my line, but pretty damn close. Again, not looking for a trade here yet. Nothing to do here yet on the bands. They haven't flipped anything here to the downside. Now they just did. Now we'll see if they can continue this push. Okay. Big picture of the morning. Again, very strong green, a lot of buying strength right here in this green shaded area. Right now, the only area that the sellers have shown strength is pretty much from the 920s to the 890s. We'll just continue to map them out until we let the market settle down here. I know we've got some high impact news at 8:45, at 9, and then we've got oil inventory report at 9:30. But we keep mapping it out, and we'll be poised here to hopefully take a nice trade. AP, good morning. Anna, good morning. Carrie, Nordic, Joe, Karen, Rob, Michael, William, Nick, Keith, Steve, Joel, Chris, John, good morning to all. Let's have a day here, guys. Finished off the day yesterday, I think it was plus 1800. Took a nice little ES scalp off the reaction band right after lunch. I actually left quite a few points on the table on that one, but I was happy with my 4 points. So both groups were in profit yesterday. about 900 and 1,000. Okay, no reason here yet to change anything from green to red. I'm going to let news play out, but currently 2 areas of unbalanced volume for buyers right now, the 24,824 and the 24,766. So both of these would be entries that I would be looking at, just not currently with the with news coming up in the next 3 minutes, 18 minutes. But again, this is all good good intel for us to see if these areas react nicely or not. Okay, so now sellers are making still a good push here. Big picture, that's what we're looking like. Jump down to the 30 just to kind of see what kind of reaction we get down here, if any. Maybe the 60 won't give us so much noise. Just go back here really quick and get this guy ready. Okay. And then now, you know, obviously on the back end, I'm trying to look for some unbalanced volume areas. Now in the red, they've just done a really good job of balancing this stuff out. This is a 5-minute candle, so if I go down to the 1 minute, shows it a little bit better. But and just for those of you, you know, interested in scalping, obviously around here, which I am as well, I will be scalping a lot on the 30 and 60. A good, just so I'm not putting lines everywhere. I'm always going to be on a 15 point on my 30 range. I'm always going to be on a 15 point take profit with probably a 10 or 8 point stop loss. That's the max that I'll go on my stop. And it's usually going to be at the bottom of my footprint candle, and on a 30 range, it's 7.5 points. So that's why, depending on where my entry's at, it's going to be in that 8 to 10 point range. If I'm on a bigger scalp, like the 60 range, I'm going to be on a 20 point take profit, and probably somewhere in the ballpark of like between 15 and 18 points of stop. So you can see buyers right now defending this green area. We'll see if the sellers can overtake them. They got minute here in less than a minute. We got news in less than a minute, I should say. There's a tap right into that level that I was mentioning. That was about a 30 point move right there. Doesn't look like it here, but this is a 30 points. This is a 30-point candle. So good reaction off of our unbalanced volume area. Take a real quick poke here at the ES real quick. You have a pretty strong reaction band here at the 68.16s to the 68.11s. Just don't have a lot of room shaded green here yet, but yeah, I guess we got about 10-15 points on the ES. That should be good enough. So I'll keep taking a look at that one. All right, so first piece of news is behind us. We do have another high impact news at 9 a.m. Nice unbalanced volume area right there. Be pretty good. I'll be right back. All right, doesn't look like I missed much. Refilled my coffee. Figured we'll let the market kind of decipher the news here at 9, and then we'll see what kind of trading opportunities we can get. Nice little liquidity grab there. Get rid of that. You see the flip here. Still strength here from sellers. Strength from buyers. Buyers on the ES are pretty much from the 25s down to like the 67, 75s. Some continued strength here. ES. Got a great reaction band down here too. Be very, very curious here. Might be able to take a scalp there. Alright, so we'll see if the buyers can overtake this area right here, where sellers, obviously we got a nice little pivot here, nice 5-minute level. We'll see if they can overcome that. Right now, sellers, I should say the buyers have been in complete control. Switch to the ES here real quick. Okay, no change there. Nate, good morning. Nothing to do here yet. Also, no reason to switch any green area yet into anything red. Morning, Grant. High impact news here in about 4 minutes. Did reach out to, instead of reinstalling my entire NinjaTrader, did reach out to customer service, customer support yesterday. Sent them over my log and trace files to customer support, and I'm still waiting to hear back from them. So I feel like I'm kind of in the same situation as yesterday, but I figured I'd give them a shot before going through the daunting task of reinstalling everything. I really wasn't looking forward to that. Sorry about that. Pull up the news here. So services PMI came in a little lower than expected. Good news on the ADP employment. That came in higher than expected. Not the greatest for inflation. Now they're talking about inflationary pressures again from oil issues that we're probably going to be seeing with the whole Iran war conflict. All right, 2 minutes here to news. Currently some areas of interest for me on the NQ down here at the 24,766 for possible scalp. Obviously strong green area here. And then we've got an unbalanced volume pocket here for sellers. So we'll see if the buyers can continue to show strength. We'll see if they can get through here or not, which is pretty much sitting at the 955s to the 968s. They do, yeah. They do have a backup option. Well, the problem is that you can't. If you've got an issue with your current configuration on your workspace, if there's an error in there that's causing the issues, the backup isn't going to help you because it's just going to bring in that issue. So my first business is to see if they can just fix it. Okay, so buyers defended here this band that we already had mapped out. We knew that this would be tough for them to get through. Again, just want to talk through every single aspect here. All right, so now they're showing some strength here. That was news here. So this was news. We're not going to put a lot of weight on this one here. I'm actually not going to trade this, but just wanting to see how it reacts. And to be honest with you, if we were a little bit lower in the market and I was to get a continuation play here, I would feel really confident targeting this reaction band to the upside. So ISM services PMI came in higher than expected. So kind of a mixed bag here on news. Only thing left is going to be oil inventory at 9:30, which is going to be, I think, very extremely volatile. Again, this unbalanced area was news. I don't put really much weight at all into the news areas. As I mentioned previously, I just kind of wanted to see what kind of reaction we would get here, but this was not a tradable area for me. Morning, Key. Let's take a peek at the ES. Okay. Sellers still defending their area. Buyers still defending their area. Again, I'm very interested in this reactionary area down here at the 68.16 to the 68.11. So I'll switch down to my 12 range ES chart when we get down here. Kia, you talking about the are you talking about the composite volume profile from Chart Spots? So again, we're in an area here that sellers showed strength previously right at this band. Excuse me. So we'll see if they can punch through here now with any type of conviction. Okay, you can see how much delta they needed now to get through. Big picture here. So, Key, to answer your question, there was one indicator that was constantly giving me issues with my volume composite profile, which is this one right here, the base one. From Chart Spots, I was getting an issue, and that was with my line decorator, which is the one that shows your position. It's like a position tool that shows you what your TP, how much money you'll make at your TP, and your stop loss. So I did have to stop using that, which doesn't really matter anymore because my my entry management software does that already by default. Which, speaking of that, I just gotta make one adjustment here. go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Can't find it. Yes, this guy. Oops, this guy. Okay, first area now that sellers defended. Right here. Let's see if that holds up or not. Anybody having any trade evade issues? Because why is my order not, or my order is not coming in? I'm worried that now I've got multiple orders in here. Let's see, orders. Working. Why can't I? Okay. Why isn't my can't I see my preview here? That should be close enough, actually. Yeah, that's exactly what I need anyways. that's not working. Got me a little nervous. A little nervous. Let's see if the buyers can take over here or not. All right, I'm on the 60 here. I'm gonna see if we get a flip here. Might look for a continuation long. Shit. I did not get that in time. Shit. Son of a bitch. Did not get that in time. Dang it. This can get deleted. This now can all is all green here. Kind of missed an opportunity there. Jump down to the 1 minute here. Missed an opportunity there for sure. Tapped entry there. Adjust this guy right here. And this guy goes right here. Come on, give me a little push here. Come on, a little push here. Nice. TP one hit. Nice. See if we can get TP2. Come on, these elusive TP2s have been hard. Let's go. That was the reaction area, though. Kind of needed to be to stop that freight train there. That's crazy. Let's go. Come on, one little flush. Dang it. Come on, one for the program. Let's go. Come on, Flesheroonie. If it really wants a good retracement, it can go all the way down to like the 36s. Pretty much right where this band is at. It's got another good area that it can come down to. A lot of buying pressure, obviously, here. All right, well, couldn't get to TP1. TP2, I'm sorry. All right, let's do this here. Let's take a screenshot of that. Get rid of this guy. And now let's continue to map. This is a very contentious area right here. This is going to be interesting. Big sweeperoo right here. 5 minutes for IB to be set. So we still got some time for that. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Shit. Shit. Could have been looking here for possible continuation. Don't see anything here yet. Alright guys, give me a second here. Just not sure why this is not... This is not keeping my settings here. Why? Don't like that. Don't like that at all. Sorry guys, 130.50. Okay, I'm gonna skip the IB today. $60 gave you a long. I just it's been kind of dancing around there a little too long. Excuse me. All right, so two areas of interest here for me for scalp. Let me just make sure that I'm not missing anything here. Nope, I'm not. I'll be looking at the 25084s for a possible scalp, and the 25030.75 for a possible scalp as well. Give me 1 second, guys. I gotta blow my nose. Let's see if they have again, if this closes here as a red footprint with positive delta, then I'm not going to be looking to scalp this 84 because I'm not going to have enough room into seller strength. So then I'll just jump down to the 25030 for a possible retracement. Sorry, I know it's muted there. So I was saying is if this closes as a red footprint with positive delta, I won't be looking to scalp this 84 because I'm not going to have any space to go into seller pressure like that. So I'll jump down again to the 25030 for what I consider to be a really nice scalping opportunity down here as well. Both of these are high probability, but if this closes red, then I'm not going to take this scalp, as a red band will then appear here. Put a good amount of liquidity here at the 25130s as well. Good job, Key. down to my 30. Still watching the 120 just to make sure that we don't get a flip here, which we're not. So tapped into the unbalanced volume area. Got a nice flip there. We could flip this, I'm going to go long. Nope. Nope. Nothing to do here yet. Let's see if we can get a footprint here. Nope. Nope. Okay, I'm not interested here right now. So again, I'm going to have to wait for the 25.030s for a good retracement here, which I really like this. So this looks very healthy here. Okay, so we just tapped into the last area that the buyers really were showing some really good strength. No flip yet. Okay, so I'll be looking very closely to see if this footprint here closes red with positive delta here. Then I'm going to have to reevaluate this scalp here at the 25.030. We'll see if I've got enough room. Again, I'd be down to like a 30 range, and I'd be looking for about a 15-point scalp. We obviously got some good liquidity down here, still at the reaction band, and a real true test of unbalanced volume right here. Other eyes on the prize right now would be probably the 55s, the 50s, and more importantly, the 45s. Grant. Nice job, man. Nothing yet indicates to me that I really got to be super cautious with seller's strength here yet. That could change on this footprint, though. Take a quick peek here at the ES. Haven't really made any adjustments here. To the NQ. Alright, still viable here. No flip there yet. Again, on a 15.8 TM right now. got a few opportunities here. Obviously, we've got the 25030s, and then we've got our reaction band here. So reaction band, I'll go down, well, probably to this, maybe the 30 or the 60, most likely the 60. I'll do this split screen so you can see the 30 on the main screen and then the 60 on the right hand screen. Yeah, as they should, Grant. This is the area where they were showing strength previously, so they haven't given any signs that they're giving up this area as far as the buyers. Doesn't look like a half bad continuation play here to the upside as well. Like along here. Anything on the 60? No, it's coming down here. That would have been a nice 30-pointer. Just didn't like the previous 60 range that gave us a continuation right off that band. Just kind of didn't give me that warm fuzzy feeling off of this one, but this would have been a nice little flip here in the green. We also do have some areas that I think the market would want to retrace down to, so I had a few things working against that signal. But so far, sellers haven't given us any indication of strength. Over here really quick just to finish this off here. So this is where the sellers came in. This is on the ES. Nothing. Yes. Right here. Nothing. Okay. So this is what the ES currently looks like. I would have the sellers at the 82s on the ES, kind of like where we're going into right now. Is where I see their biggest strength. This is on the 1 minute. Yeah, right here, right where that wick just occurred from. I'll keep it on the screen right here. See how the signal plays out. Don't like that too much. I think I'm gonna have to invalidate that signal. Not happy about that, but all right, signal on the NQ is invalidated. Try to send out my email here. Probably not gonna have enough time to even validate this here. All right, so now I'm gonna take, I guess we can leave that there. First sign of strength from sellers since almost the morning bell. Let's see how this 25, 142.75 reacts here. Or maybe not, actually. Because it looks like we might get conflicting here. Again, the 25, 162.75 NQ short is invalidated based on the previous sweep. We're about 3.5 points off from entry. Pretty strong move to the downside. Sorry. This is gonna confuse the shit out of people. I already know. Now I got to. Code entry. Do something wrong. 25, 62. Completed. Yeah. You guys are quick. I like it. Move. Just noticed that. Go here. Good. No, Nordic, not me personally. I'm either going to be a reversal off the IB or a fade if it goes through, you know, on the retest. After that, I'm not. I don't put too much interest in it. Now we're just kind of looking for areas that we can possibly short now from, which we've got two here. The 122 and the 142. I guess I could delete this, even though I'd like to see it for later, but you know what, I'll just keep these two here. Hopefully it doesn't confuse the shit out of people, but so we haven't had a flip here yet in this area for the 25 122 for me to really consider that, even though now I could probably go down to the 60 range and see if there might be. Yeah, so there's a flip still right there. Does it do that? Why are you so stupid sometimes? This. Okay. So I don't know if you guys noticed what I just did there. So instead of mapping on the 120, since it's already past 10, now I can get down to the 60. And since markets are not going to be moving as quickly as the first 2 hours here, now I can kind of move down to the 60 just to kind of help out my scalps here a little bit, act a little bit more nimble on the green and red. I'd like to look for possible scalp on a retracement down to the 122. I'd rather prefer the 142 at this point, but I'll still, if I get a good footprint confirmation here on a 30, I'm okay risking 7-8 points. We'll drop down to the 30 here now. You know, better yet, we'll stay on the 60 just in case that there's any closer flip to this entry here. That would worry me. So Grant, that's the nice thing about, you know, just kind of staying in tune, because now you can, you've got a visual as to, okay, for sellers to have been exhausted from this move, you know, buyers should be overtaking some of this area. They haven't. Likewise, buyers aren't exhausted here either, because sellers have not been able to overtake anything here as well. So nothing is really flipped in nothing's really flipped as far as, you know, market direction, as far as, you know, these two main areas. Because really, if you look at the big picture, most of the day it's been all green still. This is just can be considered just a retracement at this point. The rejection from 25,152 trade isn't enough to invalidate it. 25,152. Nick, I'm sorry, I don't necessarily know what you're talking about. What 152? Are you talking about the 162? Yeah, we've already invalidated that. This one's invalidated. So it's invalidated in the portal, text, email, been sent out. Because of this. So because of this sweep right here. You know, my entry was obviously just off by, in this case, 3 points. But that's a huge move to the downside off of that. So I can't, you know, we come back up here now. You've got the big potential of a lot of stops right here, and we can wick right up into stop. I'm not, you know, it could possibly work, but I'm going off of a year of looking at charts, and it's just better probability to invalidate it. So far, almost 2 hours of work here and just one trade for the day. Staying patient, waiting for the right opportunity to arise. So here I obviously put a little bit more weight on sellers. And actually this can now come down to right here. This is red footprint candle, but neutral delta. But consider this, I would put more weight on the sellers here than anything else. So my, not enough to flip it though. So my area of scalping this 25030 is now starting to get compressed. Which again could impact the range of scalp that I look at. Currently there's about a 45 point green zone still, unless something here flips, you know, red. Again, I'm on the 60 range now. So again, buyers still defending. Nice flip here on the 120. This is pretty fair value area right here. Right now I'm looking, my bias right now would be a long scalp from here, from the 30s. Hopefully targeting 10 to 15 points. And then I've got the strong reaction band here that we have not, we've left it for a long time, which I like a lot. So this could be also an area for even a bigger scalp, because I'd probably go to the 60 range off of this reaction band here from the 25016 to the 25003. But this to me now seems like fair value for the market right here. See, pretty much 2 flips in a row here. We'll see if this 120 range closes red, which it looks like it will. Now these are all flips. And now my area is just getting smaller and smaller. Back We can go even a little lower than that now. On the 30 there, and then now let me take a look and see if there's, I like that for a short. Okay, so we've got the two areas that I'm looking at for shorts would be the 25-122, the 25-142, where I can take a small scalp. I'm gonna have to be nimble here at the 25-030. I got 10, 20, I got about 30 points. Okay, so another little flip here on the 60. Again, pretty fair value range here. Right there, which is good. Gives me a little bit more breathing room. Big picture. Probably go down to the 5 minute. I should say go up to the 5 minute. Well, this is pretty much from the open right here. Small retracement. Took out stops again. Came right back down. That's why this signal to me would be very happy with that invalidation there. And now we'll see what buyers can do. Another unbalanced scalpable level right here at the 25.069 for buyers. Let's look for something here now. We could flip this here. I'd probably rather it had a little bit more of a tap into the level. I'm gonna take a short here. I'm gonna take this stop right here. Probably could have waited a little bit longer to see if we got an actual tap, but we'll see. $15 points my target. Nice. Nice trade. We're all flat. Good job. Unbalanced volume area right at the 25, 122. Nice little flip right there. Very little stop. I wouldn't say maybe 9 points, 10 points. 15-point target. Let's go to the 60. No flip there yet. No flip there yet. Okay, I'm going to switch over to my other group. Let me just make sure I got all of these switched over here. So just moved to another group of funded accounts. So I'll keep those group 2 and with about $1,400 in profit, which equates to about, let's see, all my Apex PAs are up 140. Cash is up 137. Tradeifys are all up $134. And secondary cash is up $45. I don't know why. Okay. Our secondary area here for possible scalp would be at the... is it the one we just... Yeah, it's the one we just attacked. It is, right? Or it is not. No, I already deleted that level. Yeah. So we're looking now for scalp here at the 25, 142.50. Just make sure that 120 isn't showing me anything. It is not. The 60 is not as well. Okay. So we're still in the red zone here. Well, that's the gold key, hopefully. Freezing. This 162 you guys see here, this was my previous signal that I've already invalidated. I just kind of, just for myself, just to see what happens if we do get into here. No flip here from buyers, so not nothing I need to adjust here from red to green, even though we are obviously showing a push here by buyers, but this is not a nice little W. At this point, I'm monitoring the 60 range on my right-hand side, which I should probably just do this for you guys. I'm monitoring this footprint here. In case this closes green with negative, then this would, you know, this would constitute a flip from buyers, which we still don't get here, so we're still okay. Okay, now we got to be a little careful here. Because I don't have enough space. Okay, we're gonna watch to see what happens here, but now we don't have the space here for a good enough scalp, in my opinion. We'll see what happens here. Yeah, buyers again showed strength here. No way I'm going to short that. Could obviously work out, but I got to go with the probabilities here. This is pretty much the last area where sellers showed a good amount of strength. So they could defend, but based on how strong the buyers have inched up to our area, this to me is a very, very small. It's probably 10 to 11 points, and I need to give myself a little bit more of a buffer than that. Hopefully you guys are kind of seeing how I'm somewhat phasing out the 120 now, where in the morning we started off on the 120 because of how quickly the market's moving, slows it down a bit. Now we've kind of moved to the 60 to kind of give us direction, because that slows the market down just a little bit. And then our entries are now pretty much strictly on the 30, unless we can get down to a high value target for me, which would be like a reactionary zone. You know, then we'd be looking at like going back to our 60. But you can see where they defended at. They defended this area still really nicely. And we knew that going into it that this would be an area that they would defend. But on the bigger time frame, nothing here yet to flip this green to red, so I don't need to change anything here as far as bias is concerned. In fact, again, buyers showing strength where we expect them to show strength. Granted, I could have been looking to see if there's... No, there's not. This area down here at the 69s is really the only area left unbalanced. And it's in a nice little volume pocket too. Excuse me. Have a good one, Grant. I would say not the funnest day, but it keeps me it keeps me very engaged into the charts. It keeps me extremely engaged and extremely focused, so it takes away the random dumb entries. So hopefully you guys like the style. You guys might not, might be confusing the shit out of some people, but I think it's pretty simple what I'm looking for and how these are moving from green to red. Again, not willing to scalp this here. Could work, obviously. But again, you can see the space that I would have there. Maybe 7 points. I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't give us a flip here. It should, based on the unbalanced volume that's sitting right there, but we'll see. Okay, I gave you a little flip there and for positive delta. And this flip, small flip here, is actually a little stronger of a flip than normal, just because of how big the positive delta was in the previous candle here. So we'll see. All right. Well, now we can see if our signal would have held up here or not. Let's go to the 120 just to see here if there's anything. No, we're good there. It's 60. Good. Okay, we're all good there. Now let's take a look here. Go back and see what my profit, my take profit area would have been. So TP1 would have been at 25,156. 156 right around here. 156 what? Yeah, 156 even. Alright, so that would have been my TP1. Again, we're not taking this as an entry, but I'm just mapping it out so I can have... Alright, there's a tap. There's a tap. Still did not hit TP1. Grabbed a little bit more liquidity there. Could come into now. And then let's see where TP2 was at. Sorry, I know I'm hogging up the screen. 25,150. Okay, so I already would have seen more drawdown than I would have liked to see. Still, signal would have still held up here. Okay, so would have got TP1. Sorry. But that was dicey. That was very dicey. But yes, it did tap TP1. But you kind of see the explosion that you see off of these. You know, obviously this still held up, but would have been kind of tight. I'm happy with the invalidation. I'm good with that. And you can see the volume that's being produced here. 400. I mean, there's no surprise to it. Those areas that I pick out for my A+ setups are going to always be in high, very high volume. I don't think it tapped there. Can't even see that. Yeah, it's not tapped yet. Oof, gut punch. I would have been TP1 and TP2 by 2 ticks. 2 ticks, skin of its teeth. Alright, so let me put this in here so I can update that signal just to show what the okay, get rid of all this stuff. And let's go take a look at the 60 here. Get rid of that. Bum, bum, bum. They're still showing strength here. And this area now looks like the next best area for a possible scalp to the long. Entry. Okay. All right, 10:50, guys. I'm gonna call it a day, up 14.25 for the day. I think I'm up already $4,000 for the month, 3 months into March, so pretty close, almost halfway to the what I think the profit last month was $6,000. So good 3 days of trading. Today a little easier. Super patient, and just found the absolute what I consider to be A+ setups. Got some good momentum on there. Didn't really have to sweat many of the trades, which was nice. Actually, maybe that first one took a little bit of drawdown there, but in total, I don't think we risked today more than 18 points to make closer to 30 points when you combine both two trades together. So super happy with that. Just another reminder, Friday is going to be our cash profit giveaway. So 5% of my total session profits will be given away. All you got to do is just be on the YouTube stream. I'll give you guys the keyword that you got to put in the comment section, and we'll run that drawing. Hopefully we make $5,000 that day. Hopefully make $10,000 that day. The more I make, the more you guys make as well. All right, guys, take care, and I'll see you